Hi everyone and welcome to Easy Learning. So today we are going to cover part 37, which is stimulus control. What is stimulus control? It refers to the influence that a specific stimulus has over a behavior due to what previous experiences with that stimulus and its consequences. So basically the stimulus that is having the control of the behavior. In other words, a behavior occurs more reliably when a specific stimulus is present because the individual has learned that the behavior leads to reinforcement in the presence of that stimulus. Key features of stimulus control. The key features of stimulus control are antecedents, so the stimuli that precede behavior and can signal when a behavior is likely to be reinforced or punished. For example, a green light signals go while a red light signals stop. That would be the antecedent. Discriminative stimulus. Discriminative stimulus is a stimulus that signals the availability of a reinforcement for specific behavior. So when the ST or discriminative stimulus is present, the behavior is likely to be reinforced. For example, a teacher's instruction to sit down serve as an ST for sitting. S delta. S delta is basically the opposite of discriminative stimulus. It is a stimulus that signals that reinforcement is not available for a particular behavior. When an S delta is present, the behavior is less likely to occur. For example, a no entry sign acts as an S delta that discourages entry into a restricted area. Stimulus discrimination. It is the ability to distinguish between different stimuli and respond appropriately based on previous learning. For example, a person learned to raise their hand in response to the teacher signal but not in response to other people or situation. Example of stimulus control. For example, a child may learn that when the teacher says time to clean up, they need to pick up toys. The teacher's command becomes a discriminative stimulus and the child's action of cleaning up is reinforced. However, when the teacher is not present, no ST, the child may not engage in the cleaning behavior. This means that the teacher has stimulus control. Transfer of stimulus control. Transfer of stimulus control refers to the process of moving a behavior from being under the control of one stimulus to being under the control of another stimulus. This is typically done by gradually fading out the initial controlling stimulus and allowing the behavior to be elicited by a more natural, less intrusive stimulus. Types of stimulus control transfer. It can be fading, which is gradually decreasing the strength or presence of the prompt that controls the behavior, while maintaining the behavior under control of the new stimulus. For example, when teaching a child to say apple in response to a picture of an apple, the instructor might first prompt the child to say apple by saying it themselves, then gradually fade their verbal prompt until the child can independently respond to the picture alone. Prompting and fading. This involves initially using prompts to guide the learner's behavior and then systematically reducing the level of prompt to transfer control to the natural or target stimulus. For example, a teacher may initially physically guide a child's hand to point to an object, then slowly reduce the physical guidance until the child points to the object independently when asked. Stimulus shaping. It involves changing the controlling stimulus incrementally so that the behavior becomes responsive to new or more relevant stimuli. For example, a child may first learn to imitate the word ball when they hear it said by an adult. But over time, the word ball may become the controlling stimulus on its own without the adult's prompt. Steps in stimulus control transfer are You need to identify the initial controlling stimulus and then introduce the new controlling stimulus. Now you have to gradually fade the initial stimulus and reinforce the behavior with the new stimulus. And along with all this, you have to ensure maintenance of stimulus control transfer. Examples of this step could be a child might point to a picture of a dog after hearing a verbal prompt, point to the dog. The verbal prompt is gradually faded so that the picture of the dog alone becomes the controlling stimulus. The instructor begins to reduce their verbal prompt, relying more on the picture to evoke the response. The child is praised every time they correctly point to the picture of dog without the verbal prompt. Benefits of stimulus control and transfer. The benefits include promoting independence, improving generalization, reducing prompt dependency, and encouraging functional behavior. Coming towards the MCQs, what best describes stimulus control? It is when a behavior occurs more reliably in the presence of a specific stimulus because that stimulus has been consistently paired with reinforcement. What is a discriminative stimulus? A stimulus that signals the availability of a reinforcement for a specific behavior. Which type of stimulus control transfer involves gradually reducing the strength or presence of the prompt? Fading. What does stimulus discrimination refer to? The ability to distinguish between different stimuli and respond appropriately based on previous learning. Which of the following is a benefit of transferring stimulus control to a natural stimulus? It promotes independence and improves generalization across different contexts. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.